Nintendo Switch game collection here for 2024 until whenever I end up doing another full video game collection. I don't know when the hell that's going to be because I got too many games. It's a pain in the ass to take them all out, but I might in like 2 parts or something. But anyway, I don't know how many more Switch games I'm actually going to get, if any. There might be 1 or 2 I pick up in the next like year, but I'm not sure. I don't have it. I was considering one of the Rune Factory games, but I went off of that. So I think there's 2 additional games. I have 26. I think there's 2 more games than there were the last time I had done one of these, but I kind of breezed through them. And admittedly, I've neglected the hell out of the Switch. Like my fiance and I have played a good amount of these games together, but a lot of the single-player games, like, there's not a ton of them I've like completed and put a ton of time into. But I'm gonna start with these 3 games that are still sealed. Wrath of the White Witch. This was cheap at the time, and it still is. I think it was $20. A lot of people have said a lot of good things about this one and the sequel, but I have not played it. Who knows how long it will stay sealed for. I gotta figure out where to put these because the cat's lying on the bed, like right in the spot where I would put the games. This is another one I got that was it's actually cheaper now, I think, than it was. I think I got it for like 30 or 35, maybe more. It's a Trails of the Legends of Heroes. Trails of Gold Steel 3. Extracurricular edition. There's a bunch of these games. I know there's a bunch of these on the, this one, I don't think this one was on the Vita, or the PSP even. I got it because it was, cheaper. It might have been, I don't know, I thought it was 30, it might have been 40 even. But I played it, and I had a problem when I first got the Switch. If a game was cheap, I would pick it up. Because a lot of their games were not cheap at the time. This is back in 2020. Still sealed. And Witch Spring 3 Refine, the story of Erid, I don't know. I had this, my fiance grabbed this. It was on my wish list, and she went on there, I think for, might have been Valentine's Day one year, and grabbed this. I think this started as like a phone game originally, but I put it on, I had put my list to private, and, I just had this sitting on there. I said I haven't opened it. I think it kind of reminded me of like a Shining in the Darkness. That's why I had it on there. But it's another one of these games I don't know if it'll ever be opened. Yoshi's Crafted World. This is one we did complete. Cool game. Has a cool look. I know that Nintendo has been doing this with the Yoshi games for a bit now. This is Crafted World. Was Woolly World, the one on the Wii U. And then there was another one that was on like the 3DS or the DS even. They were doing it with Kirby for a bit as well. Like Kirby and the Canvas Curs and shit. I think that's one of the few games that didn't get ported over to the Switch from the Wii U. But it was really fun though. You use 2 different Yoshis if you play in 2-player, and there's a Poochie there. He does some things where he like reverse the level or something, I forget. It had a cool look, the gameplay was fun. I think it's like Kamek and Bowser Jr. causing problems in this one. They seem to be the ones that are always causing problems now in the Nintendo games. That was fun though. Danganronpa Decadence. So this has all the Danganronpas in it except the Ultra Despair Girls, which was that first first person, one with I think 2 characters from the first game, or one from the first game and someone else. I don't know. And there's a new one on here that I was playing some of it back when I got this. Ultimate Summer Camp, a board game style bonus game. These are like kind of visual novels where you're trying to. Everybody's like in the first one, at least everybody's like locked in a school. These people, they're like asked to go to school, they're locked in there, and then you can get out if you can kill someone and not get caught. But if you get caught, they'll kill you. I forget how it goes. But when someone gets caught, you gotta try to figure out who did it and stuff. I think you have truth bullets you fire. But in between, you're looking for shit and evidence and whatever. It's cool stuff. I got it because I was like, I want to get it because they're all in one thing. Because I had the first one on the Vita. But the other ones on the Vita 2 and 3 were expensive. I think they have them on the Switch, not the PS4 as well now. This one has them all, so I grabbed it. Super Mario Odyssey. Amazing game, super fun. I forget what his name is. Cappy. He's like the hook in this one. You throw it on an enemy and you can become the enemy. They give you the dinosaur like right out of the gate. They don't even leave that as a surprise. Tons of places. You're in the hatch ship at one point. You go from different planet to planet or whatever. And pretty big open planets and stuff that you run around and find shit. Is this the one where Bowser kidnapped Peach and he wants to get married or something? I don't know. It was really fun. There was actually parts. I'm looking at the screenshots here on the back. You would go into like a 2D old classic Mario type little area for like a minute or two. It looks amazing. I think there's mini games in here as well. It's been a while since I played this one. This one looked interesting. It's a survival horror game. I did play some. This is actually kind of interesting and pretty creepy, actually. I forget where you're like in a temple or something where you got to do something before nightfall, and shit starts happening. You got to use like kind of like Ghostwire Tokyo. You got to use like the symbols to kind of cleanse the spirit or whatever, or like lock it away. I forget what it was. I would like to go back to this, but like I said, I mean, I don't know. With the freaking Switch, I gotta be honest, like I don't know. Briefly, Default 2. I think the first one was on the 3DS, right? It has another cool looking, like the world, like the when it's turn-based when you're fighting, it's not like, what do they call it, like that chibi type art style, but like the game world when you're running around, stuff looks really cool. It's a Square Enix. I didn't play a ton of it. There's another one I grabbed because it was on sale for like $20, and with some of these Switch games, I just just in case, I can play it if I want to now, instead of being really interested in it and then having to pay more. But in some cases, these games aren't gaining any kind of value, but they don't drop in price a ton either. Road Film. This one's kind of cool. You're trying to find clues and stuff to figure out like this stuff, and like you're watching a film and something will pop up like a ghost or whatever. I did play some of this one. This is another one that I actually would like to play because these kind of games are cool and they usually have kind of interesting, weird stories to them, but we'll see if I get back to it. But you're going in different spots and doing different things and whatnot. And like I said, I was looking at the film and all of a sudden you see something appear and you're like, oh wait, go back to that and stuff. I think Root Letter was the first one. Suuna of Rice and Ruin. This is the game that dropped completely. Like I got this almost when it came out. I might have gotten it for Christmas or something, but I was like, oh great, if I want this, it's gonna be expensive. It actually kind of dropped in price. Some of these games have popped on other systems as well. It still has some of that plastic on it. This actually has a manual in it, I believe. Yep. A little manual. It's a cool game that has it's like a side scroller in the vein of like or the look of like a dragon's crown, or what was it, the Odin sphere. And then in between you're doing like farming type stuff at this house and shit. You're a god or something, right? Yeah. You're the goddess Suuna, but in the beginning of the game you get booted because like these people come and they want help and you let them in, and then you're like, she gets like shit faced all the time or something, and humans, she lets humans in, and then I guess your father or whoever it is gets pissed and you get dropped down to earth, and now you gotta do stuff. It's got a nice look to it. NG, Spirit Hunter, NG. This is Volume 2. The first one's Deathmark, and then the third one is Deathmark 2, which comes out soon, which I'm excited about. Similar kind of game. I prefer Deathmark to this one, but it's like a story-based visual novel type game. There is gameplay in these games, but it's usually you go to areas and you gotta find some stuff that you need to use, and then when you get into the boss fight, this is one of the boss. I think this might be the first boss. Usually involve like folklore and stuff. You gotta beat the bosses with like certain things and do it a certain way and stuff like that. It's almost a little puzzly, but pretty decent story. And this one, some of your characters can die in this actually. Mine have not, but when you go to certain areas, you like certain characters can only do certain things. So you gotta like, if you go in with one character, you gotta come back out and get the next one and go in and do it again. It's actually a pretty cool game. Deathmark's a little more involved, that's why I like it more. And the story is better, and that one's actually creepier than this one. I'm hoping Deathmark 2 is good. That is still a good game. Luigis Mansion 3. Cool game. Oh, great. I didn't bring a tissue in here. This one, yeah, he's in a haunted hotel, like Peach and Mario and a couple of the Toads go to a hotel and they disappear. I forget who's behind it. I don't know if it's King Boo behind it or whoever. And you come across what's his name in here as well at some point. Professor Egad from the original. I guess he was in the other ones as well. But you're using your vacuum, you're sucking up ghosts and shit. You have the, what do they call him? Luigi. He's like a big thing of goo, and he can go in. It's like if you had a second player playing, you would use him. But he can go through like stuff. He can like warp through shit and stuff. It looks great. It's pretty fun, you know. I haven't played it in a while. I might have done a gameplay of it, I'm not sure though. I don't think I did actually. Kirby and the Forgotten Land. My fiance and I played this one. The second player usually plays a Waddle Dee. But it's an not open, but bigger world Kirby. And you can, it's Kirby, so he sucks in enemies and everything else and becomes it for a bit. There's even cars, cones, giant rings, other weird stuff, vending machines, I think, like a soda machine and shit. Like a scaffold type ladder thing. Or not, I forget what it would be called. And you use that stuff in the environment. And then you can suck up the regular enemies as well and get their powers. Like the classic stuff, but it was actually really cool. It looked nice. As always, most of the Nintendo games still look good, even if the hardware isn't super impressive, because the art style of their games usually look good. I can't remember the end boss. We did complete this one. New Super Lucky's Tale. I actually played this one originally on the 360. It was a 360 exclusive for a bit. I played it on Game Pass, and then we got it for a Switch. This one has the additional like DLC stuff. Decent little platformer, can be a little annoying, but it was solid. I think you get sucked into a book, or you have to do something with the book. You play the fox here. I don't know if his sister gets sucked into the book or some shit. I forget. It's been a while since I played any of these games. Oh, those other cats, because of course the cats are the bad guys, because why the fuck not, right? They always are. The funny thing about cats is I don't think they give a shit if they're the face or the heel. I don't care. There's like a bunch of family members as the cats, and I know they can kind of oversee, or they're like the lord or whatever the hell you want to call them, of each world, similar to like a Mario, like with Mario World or something. Bowser's Kids, each one you're gonna come across different ones each time. It's a solid platformer. It's not like on the level of Mario and stuff, but it's still solid. White Day, a labyrinth named School. This is another survival horror game, so I got it, and it was cheap again when I got it. I did play some of this. This is Korean, I believe. Yes. You're exploring a school. Like, I went to school at night. I was trying to get something, and you got to worry about the janitor will grab you and like take you away, and I assume kill you. So you got to avoid him and stuff. And then there's stuff happening, and you're finding out like the overall like mystery and whatever curse that's on the school. Yeah, evade murderous janitors, encounter terrifying phantoms. They are murderous janitors then, but it's great. This is another one though, like a guy that I'd like to, play more of because it was kind of fun when I was playing it. Octopath Traveler. I think I talked about this. I didn't get out the collector's edition part of this game. I did not buy the collector's edition when I got it. So another one was on sale, $30. But at a garage sale, it didn't have the game with it, but it was the collector's edition stuff. So it was the big kind of box with the diorama type thing in it, a pop-up thing. There was a coin in there. I think a soundtrack CD. There was a bunch of stuff in there. I think it was missing just like the slip cover on top of it. But it was like $5. I'm like, I'll buy it because I have the game, and it will just add value to it if I ever sell it. It's a really cool throwback RPG. It's another one by Square Enix. Has a really cool kind of 16-bit look. You start off with any one of the 8 people, but you will come across the others as well, and they all have special kind of abilities, especially in battle, they'll have special kind of moves and stuff. And the combat's pretty fun. It's turn-based. It's kind of cool. I want to get the second one still for the PS5 at some point. But I love the look of it. I love that kind of old school look while still feeling somewhat new. Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. So this is the remake of the Game Boy and Game Boy Color game. Really cool game. Has another great look. Link wakes up and he's on a ship, like not a ship, it's like a raft. And then he goes overboard or whatever. A storm comes in and he wakes up on this island. And you're doing stuff. I forget. It's like the wind fish or the something or other. I have no idea. But you gotta explore the island's classic kind of top-down Zelda. You gotta wait to get special items when you beat dungeons and stuff to then unlock new areas. It's that classic feel of, and I've said this a bunch of times before, Zelda's graded. You feel like accomplishment when you get something new and you now can explore a new area. It looks nice. It's fun. It's just an overall really, really good game. Super Mario Bros. Wonder. This is the last game we have gotten back in October, I believe. It's great. It's almost like a spiritual successor to Mario World, Super Mario World. You can turn the elephant in this one and get these wonder flowers and everything starts going weird. The pipes start moving and shit. Everything's like weird shit's happening. Every time you get one, like something kind of different happens. And the level of weirdness. Bowser's taking over something again in this one. The only problem with this one is the boss battles are kind of uninspired. It's almost the same thing every time until you fight him at the end. I think once again it's Bowser Jr. I think maybe Kamek's involved as well again. But the elephant was in this one. The Bubble Mario and the Drill Mario. Those 3 new ones. I'm trying to remember how you get the Fire Flower again, as always. And some of the other classic ones. Once again, looks amazing. You can play with. I usually played as Mario. Actually, sometimes I was playing as Luigi, and there's Peach and Daisy, I believe, right? That's the other one, Daisy. I think you play as a Toad as well. And you get little, you can do, like, it's an overworld, so you can do, like, other things where you get special kind of abilities. You can, like, equip one at a time, so it'll make you jump, do an extra jump, or shoot, run really fast. All types of different things, and you gotta kind of almost, sometimes some are needed in levels if you want to get everything. But yeah, it's a really cool game. Made a lot of good Marios for the Switch. And this is the other one, I believe, that was not in the last collection video, Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe. I don't know if this is originally a DS game or a Wii game. I don't know enough about Kirby. But it's 2D, and it's fun. You can play as Kirby, a Waddle Dee, Meta Knight, and somebody else, I think. Oh, King Day today. And maybe that little wizard-looking guy. It's a cool game, a little short. And there's stuff you can do outside of, like, the thing. I think it's the Waddle Dees. Like, I think this is the one with the Waddle Dee hangout, where you can, like, build up their shit. And then, like, the things open up and shit like that in, like, their town. Well, you get super abilities, right? Same thing, you're sucking in enemies to get their energy. And there are sub-games. We did some of those on the spaceship you're on. Oh, no, that's what that guy is. It's his ship, I think. It's crazy how much I've forgotten about these games. Maglador Epilogue. A little short, though. Collection of Mana. This is $20 at the time. I wanted this because I'd never played the games back in the day. Secret of Mana and Trials of Mana, I think, were both Super Nintendo games, and Final Fantasy Adventure, the Game Boy game. This is the first Secret of Mana was, I think, over in Japan. It was Final Fantasy Adventure here. I did actually have that one. I don't know if I ever completed it. But it has them all in this little collection and stuff, so I grabbed it. Like I said, it was $20 at the time. And I like the little collections of games on systems, because if you want to buy these games on their own, it's going to be pricey. Bayonetta 3. I haven't completed this one. I played some of it. Kind of cool, still crazy Bayonetta shit. I think this one starts in the beginning where, like, this stuff's kind of normal, and you use another character, so you use this woman as well. I'm pretty sure. It's been a while since I touched this one, too. What's the guy's name? He's like the kind of comic relief dude. It's almost like a Joe Pesci type. Yeah, it reminds me of Joe Pesci, even though Joe Pesci doesn't always play comic relief. He's in the beginning with Bayonetta, and then all of a sudden shit happens. I think you're on a ship in this one, the big thing in the beginning. You're on, like, a ship. It's like, freaking, I don't know. I forget what's happening. Somebody's pulling some shit in the demon world or whatever the hell. But it's still crazy over the top Bayonetta. Admittedly, from what I played of it, I don't enjoy it as much as the first two, but I do have to get into it again. Family Feud. It's exactly what it is. It's just Family Food with the Switch. Sonic Mania, so you got another collection here of, oh wait, no, sorry, this is not a collection. This is just straight kind of a reimagining. It's almost a remake, but it's like it has levels from the classic games, but it has new stuff in there as well. It's super fun and fast, and it's always fun playing these games when they work. When Sonic games work, they're awesome. When they don't, they're terrible. I'm not a massive Sonic fan, but that's usually how it goes with these. I do remember Sonic and the Secret Rings on the Wii I really liked. Like, using the Wii remote to do stuff. But most of my Sonic the Hedgehog game playing was in the Genesis days, and I played a couple of the other ones, like Sonic Adventure was kind of cool. I played some of those other random ones, like the one where he turns into like a wolf or some shit. One of them, there's one where he's like going out with a human woman. Some shit. I think that was just Sonic the Hedgehog. Was there a night one too? Like, I don't know. There's been so many. 3 more left. Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time. This is on everything. This is actually a sequel now. Not made by Naughty Dog. It hasn't been since the first three. It's good though. It's good. It looks nice. It's hard. These games can be punishing, even the originals. You know, if you get the remake collection. But it is fun. I guess that dude's back again. Yeah, wait, no. Oh no, you could play as Crash, Coco, Dingo, Dial, Tawna, and Dr. Neocortex. See, I forgot that as well. Just a regular one. A lot of them, the games will have stuff in the back. Like, it'll be like a dual-sided kind of cover. Bubble Bobble 4 Friends. My fiance loves the Bubble Bobble games from the NES and shit. We got this one and it was so fucking short. Like, we literally beat the game in like an hour and a half. I think there's a remake of the original. Yes, there's an original Bubble Bobble arcade game from '86 in here. And sometimes the colors were just too all over the place. There was like so many colors on a level. I couldn't even see my character. I was like, what the hell is going on? Kind of disappointing. I think it was like $30, but still. Last one here is a Civilization 6. Is that 6? I got this because I put this on a poll on Instagram a while back. I forget what was the other game. I think it was the Star Wars pinball or some shit. But it's Civilization. I did play some of this, but not a ton. Usually you can, this is, you beat the game through diplomacy or brute force. And you can play as different historical figures throughout, and you're building up your, through inventions and whatever. These are pretty cool games, but I'm not necessarily that great at them. I like Civilization Revolution. It was back on the 360 and PS3 because it was like an arcadey Civilization. So for me personally, it was a little bit easier. There's a lot going on in these games. You gotta know what you're doing and shit. But yeah, that's my Switch collection here for 2024. Like I said, I don't know if I'm gonna be getting any more games. I might get one or two. It depends on what's coming in the future. I know that Peach game comes out. I forget what it's called. Showtime or some shit. There's actually something else coming out that looked kind of decent, but I can't remember what it was. Oh, the Mario vs. Donkey Kong. So maybe that one. That looked kind of cool. But I might pick up some existing games that are out, but I don't know for sure. I might not get anything else, honestly, but figured I'd show the old collection. I think the last one I put up was like 7 or 8 months ago, so. But I only had 2 games over that time span, so I'm kind of not moving away from it, but I'm just not focusing on getting anything for it unless something comes out that I absolutely want. Nowadays, if the games are on multiple systems, I'm just going to get it on the PS5 or some shit,